So MSNBC published a report saying that undercover FBI agents recorded our border czar Tom Homan accepting $50,000 in cash in September 2024 with audio and recordings to prove it. Now, where are these recordings, might you ask? Well, more than likely they don't exist because there is no evidence of this and he wasn't even a public official. So even in a fantasy world where this exists, it's nearly impossible to prove his promise of awarding government contracts was legally sufficient. Obviously, the liberal news media cover the story enough to exhaustion, even though no one cares. But George Stephanopoulos tried to press J.D. Vance on this topic this morning, which he could have asked literally any other topic that are more kitchen table issues, like why Democrats still have the government shut down for us not funding Medicaid with abortions and illegal immigrants, or why Democrat judges keep re-releasing black criminals to not appear racist. But no, he decided to waste his time and frankly our time with the dumbest questions of all time, and God forbid gets upset for being called out on that and cutting the commercial in the middle of JD talking.
The White House border czar Tom Homan was recorded on an FBI surveillance tape in September 2024 accepting $50,000 in cash. Did he keep that money or give it back?
George, you've covered the story ad nauseum. Tom Homan did not take a bribe. It's a ridiculous smear. And the reason you guys are going after Tom Homan so aggressively is because he's doing the job of enforcing the law. I think it's really preposterous. I know Tom. I think that he's a good man. He gets death threats. He gets attacked. He gets constantly threatened by people because he has the audacity to want to enforce the country's immigration laws. I think that it would be a much more interesting story about why is it that Tom Homan, who is simply enforcing Americans' immigration laws, is getting constantly harassed and threatened to the point of death threats. That's a much more interesting question that I think journalists should focus on. We can agree to disagree on that question. Media reports that Tom Homan accepted a bribe. There's no evidence of that. And here's, George, why fewer and fewer people watch your program and why you're losing credibility. Because you're talking for now 5 minutes with the Vice President of the United States about this story regarding Tom Homan, a story that I've read about, but I don't even know the video that you're talking about. Meanwhile, low-income women can't get food because the Democrats and Chuck Schumer have shut down the government. Right now, we're trying to figure out how to pay our troops because Chuck Schumer has shut down the government. You're focused on a bogus story. You're insinuating criminal wrongdoing against a guy who has done nothing wrong instead of focusing on the fact that our country is struggling because our government's shut down. Let's talk about the real issues, George. I think the American people would benefit much more from that than from you going down some weird left-wing rabbit hole where the facts clearly show that Tom Homan didn't engage in any criminal wrongdoing.
It's not a weird left-wing rabbit hole. I didn't insinuate anything. I asked you whether Tom Homan accepted $50,000, as was heard on an audio tape recorded by the FBI in September 2024, and you did not answer the question. Thank you for your time this morning.
No, George, I said that I don't.
Up next. We'll be right back.